So I just processed up some damp cedar wood. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to cook a meal. I brought a can of sardines out. They're fillets. They're in a tomato basil sauce. I also brought some little tomatoes I can add with it just to flavor my long grain rice. I'm going to cook that using the Vire rocket stove. So I brought the Vire out in my haversack here. Fits nicely right along the back side. But this here is a Packable rocket stove. This here is a design they created to give you the effectiveness of a rocket stove that is compact. The only problem is that I can find for people that like to keep a pack lightweight, this weighs 3 pounds. But what it can do for you is rather unique compared to a lot of the stoves out there. Rocket stove is very effective, very high heat, and you can use a lot less fuel usually to cook a meal. I've seen and heard of many countries that don't have a lot of fuel to burn use a rocket stove design because it can help with not burning up as much fuel, so you get more meals. Very, very useful in a lot of places. Now this one here, it's 3 pounds, and the reason why it's constructed of stainless steel. So it's going to last a lot longer than a lot of your other stoves that have a different type of metal. So this stove here can be used in many ways. Myself, I'll backpack it in once in a while. It's no different than me leaving a 3-pound axe at home, because this here I can use finger-sized wood to cook my meal. There's no sense of splitting. I don't need to, unless it's wet, and then I can use my knife. But I can throw it in a backpack, throw it in an ATV, throw it in a car, use it at a campsite. Many uses I can use this for. It's up to you to decide if it's useful to you or not. I'm just sharing this just to show you the option is out there. First off, it comes in this case here, has a handle up top, Velcro in the front, and you have a pouch right here. This holds your pot stand, and it's a cross-section type of pot stand. This goes in like that, and then it's set on your stove like this. Now the stove itself is right here. And I'm going to show you how this is set up. You can see I've already used this, cooked a few meals on it, and it's worked great. So there it is there. And all I have to do is lay it like this and fold it out. Like that. Now, I just take this, fold it up, take this, fold it up like this, and then there's these slots right here. I have to adjust these sides that they fit in those slots. That side's in, just got to get this side started, and then I just push it together. Now we have this here. This comes around and locks. There you go. Now that we have it locked in place, you have these swivels here. I'm going to swivel this out so this fits on the side. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And now, these are going to hold it up. I can place this down like that. Make sure this bottom and these legs are on a surface that is non-combustible, because it's going to get very hot down here. And I just want to station that so it's nice and secure, like that. And then I can put my pot stand on. Just like that. Now you can see this has a chamber here and here. This is where you lay your wood in this section here. That's going to allow the fire to just suck air in through here, thus creating a lot of oxygen down there and feeding your fire up through this chute, basically. So this design, like I said, is very effective and efficient. This here is going to be a little bit more difficult to get going just because of the damp wood. But a little bit of feathers there. I've got some fat wood with me and a ferro rod. See if we can get this going. So now what I'm going to do is just scrape some fine dust here and light that. And then I will set it down inside. I've put some shavings down in there. I put a few little pieces also down in there. And we'll see if we can get this going. There we go. Now, I'll turn this over like this and set it down inside without putting it out. Put that out of my hand. There are other ways to light this. I normally just drop in a piece of fire starter and such, but I just wanted to show it this way. Also, I can use a resin match and so on. Many different ways to do it, but I'm always playing. And it's going. So that's what matters. I can take some of these little ones, drop in there and such. Drop in some more shavings, and then I'm able to start cooking. So I'm going to put this on here now before it gets hot, and I can just start feeding from in through this top section here, leaving this bottom for airflow. Fire's going there well now, so I'm going to get 2 cups of water. And I'm able to put that on. Yeah, burning very nice. That is why they call it a rocket stove. And you just keep pushing these in as they burn. It's also a rather stable stove as well. Burning nice, and all I have to do is just keep feeding in through as it burns. So I've got my water on first. I'm going to let that come to pretty much a boil. Then I'm going to add my 1 cup of long grain rice. Just about to a boil there now. And fire is working very nice. I've actually got it packed in here pretty good, but the wood's damp, so it's just a nice, a nice medium heat fire. Now, once that dries out, if I have really dry material, You want to use leather gloves with this for sure, because I've seen flames come right up around the pot. So right now it's a very good controlled burn because I'm throwing in some of the damper material as well, just to control it. But I'm ready to add my rice now. So my plan is to add these canned tomato, basil, sardine fillets, and some tomatoes. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to squish these tomatoes up in this bag and then add them in. So basically I'm going to have a crushed tomato consistency. Boiling pretty hardcore. Lay that back on there. Working very well. All I have to do is I have a stick here. I just keep pushing it down until it hits the bottom to keep feeding it. So this here is pretty much crushed up now. I can add this and the can after this rice is done. Good thing about these stoves, I can keep cooking with this as long as I just keep feeding it. So I could boil a gallon of water if I wanted to. And all I have to do is just keep feeding fuel. It'll also burn many types of natural fuels as well. The wood's just about gone. It's got probably about 5-minute burn time. I'll just let it burn out. But the meal's pretty much done. Gonna have to take that off and just let it set for a couple minutes because the water is pretty much boiled off now. I don't want it to stick to the bottom. Give it a couple more minutes and that'll be done. So the amount of wood I put in a few more little sticks, was perfect for this. And working rather nice right now. Rice is cooked very well. And now all I have to do is add the sardine fillets and the tomato. This is definitely going to taste a lot better and have more nutrition than just the plain rice. So this meal here I have not tried. It's just what I grabbed before I came out. So we're going to give it a taste test. And just wanted to share this Vire stove with you. And I'm going to leave a link down below where you can check it out. All the specs and all that. And if it's something you like and you can use, well, you'll know where to get it. Well, let's give this a try. I like it. I mean, taste is something that is unique to every individual. So I'm going to eat this, enjoy it by the brookside, and I want to thank you for watching. Take care. All the best.